What's up, you Hcmc Army moneymakers and all of you? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to talk about one of our favorite stock. There is a great news about OTC, ticker symbol Hcmc, Healthier Choices Management Corp. So I'll be talking about the Hcmc's recent acquisition. The news came out yesterday. The company announced. So we'll talk about such a great news. We'll talk about how it fits into the realm of what Hcmc is trying to do as a healthier choices for the lifestyle, for their users, for their clients, and also for their shareholders. I'll also talk about the company's balance sheet. If you missed my previous video around their earning, their balance sheet is looking pretty healthy, so I want to talk about. On the top of that, we'll also talk about some of these updates around what Hcmc has done in 2021 in terms of their expansion, their tie-ups, and how they're trying to grow their business. If you take a look right now, the company's stock is trading between 4 to 5 levels as you see on my screen. So we'll talk about some of the technical pointers in this video as well. We'll talk about the catalyst, one of the biggest catalysts about their lawsuit, the infringement lawsuit that Hcmc has filed against Philip Morris, and how that can trigger the price point that we are seeing. And we'll also talk about the short volume and what's going on. As you can see right here, the message volume went up 14-15% continuously on a consecutive second business day for Hcmc. So buckle up, watch the full video, click on the like button so that this video can reach to more and more people. If you're part of Hcmc Army, do your part, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. If you're feeling extra happy, you can join the Patreon to support, help this channel as well. Without further delay, let's talk about Hcmc. Now take a look right here. Hcmc proudly announced yesterday the acquisition of EIR Hydration and IV Therapy Center. Hcmc Healthier Choices Management Corp announced that the first step towards their expansion into health and wellness segment, Hcmc has acquired EIR Hydration, an IV therapy center located in state of New York. The company rebranding of its location, its first Healthier Choices Wellness Center is already in progress. EIR Hydration provides professionally customized IV hydration plans to meet its clients' lifestyle and dietary habits, athletic activities, and the health needs. Now, how this will fit into Hcmc's overall roadmap and what Hcmc is trying to solve for their users and for their clients as well, that EIR continuously boasts 8 different IV drip cocktails for clients to choose from. These cocktails are designed to help boost immunity, fight the fatigue and stress, reduce inflammation, enhance weight loss, and efficiently deliver antioxidant, anti-aging mixes. So this is perfectly fits into what Healthier Choices Management as a company trying to enhance and they are trying to offer. Additionally, these 3 cocktails are for health, beauty, and rehydration. Their founder has joined Hcmc as Executive Vice President of Health and Wellness section, or the subgroup, in addition to continuing to create new product offering and supervising nursing staff, as she will also oversee the expansion of this business. In addition to that, she is an 16 years of experienced professional individual specialized in open heart surgery and thoracic surgery, receiving her doctorate degree from Columbia University. That she has also 10 years of veteran experience in United States Army Reserves and has a family. And the CEO, Hcmc CEO Jeff Holman, says, "We have been working diligently for months identifying and vetting out our possible acquisition targets for our expansion and IV therapy centers, and in particular EIR checked more boxes." So that's why they are super interested acquiring this company. Now, if you take a look at the revenue in general, the revenue in September 2021, as you can see, is 3.27 million. So Hcmc is keeping pretty healthy revenue compared to what they have done in last few quarters. In June, 3.39. In March, they had 3.47. December, 3.23 million. And September, the same period in 2020, they had 3.35 million, whereas their net income was negative 1.3 million. At the moment, their income is negative 1.05 million. So there is an improvement there. Now, if you think about what Hcmc is up to, so Hcmc has already, as you already know, that offered the rights at 0.00 010 at that price point, and they had right exercise total of 27 billion common shares preliminary estimates that indicates the company will be raising, that they've already raised $27 million from this offering. So the company is sitting on a large pile of cash. So they will be making this cash to work for them. Not only that, they announced their results that delivered the increased gross profit of resulting 19% reduction from the operating loss year over year. Now, this may not excite you, but the biggest catalyst that you want to think about is the lawsuit that is going on. Now, right now, we are waiting for the judge to give us the verdict whether they reject or approve the motion to dismiss that is filed by Philip Morris. Remember, Philip Morris is a multi-billion-dollar company. They invested more than $3 billion into their IQOS product that Hcmc is infringing them for. Hcmc at the same time is expanding their portfolio, as you can see, and they are focusing a ton more on their EBITDA. Gross profit from the operation increased was approximately $14,000 for the 3-month period ended September 30th, 2021. That accounted for $1.38 million compared to $1.36 million for the same period last year. So you really want to think about the gross profit that amounted for $4.33 million versus $4.44 million last year. So the company is in line with what they have done historically. The game changer, though, for many of us who own the stock and they are looking forward to see the spike into the price point, is the catalyst that is the lawsuit. There is IPR. There's definitely that could play the role, but the biggest catalyst is the lawsuit, and we are all waiting to hear back from the judge whether they approve or reject the motion to dismiss. From what we have seen and what we have talked so far, it does seem like it seems pretty promising that the lawsuit will get into the discovery and trial phase. That will open up a ton more door for Hcmc to negotiate further with Philip Morris. Right now, Philip Morris has challenges selling IQOS product and making sure that they can keep selling in the United States, and they're working through the workarounds with FDA, so on and so forth, as we discussed into our previous videos. Now, while the company has a ton of cash, as you can see right here, the company is focusing a ton more on acquisition, improving the revenue and sales channels, making sure that they have healthy revenue. Their recent announcement yesterday was, we already talked about EIR hydration. Prior to that, the company also had made sure that they expand their IP portfolio and patent. They filed the patent, announced the issuance of patent for bulb technology vaping cartridge. Prior to that, the company had the tie-up with the ATG Pharma for their Hcmc's Q-Cup affiliation of six-pack technology solution, as you can see, to expand themselves in Canada. Prior to that, the company had the Nuhi brand tie-up for Q-Cup technology as well, so that they can expand in Colorado. So the company is following up. And before that, you already know that they're focusing on the Vitamin Shoppe and the online stores and all this newer technology to scale their business and lower their cost down. Now, looking further into their balance sheet, as I was referring to, their balance sheet is looking pretty healthy, and I wanted to quickly share with you right here this balance sheet. Right now, as you can see, in 2021, the quarter ended September 30th. The company's net total sale was 3.26 million compared to 3.3 million. So it's a little bit down, but with the gross profit of 1.37 million, which is a little bit higher compared to 1.36 million that they had same period last quarter. The operating expenses is lower, as I already talked about. The EBITDA that the company is focusing on their operational overheads. So their operating expense is 2.4 million compared to 2.57 million that they had last year for the same time period. Now, looking at the loss, 1.05 million compared to 1.21 million. So the company is doing pretty good, making sure that they don't really have large overheads, which also means that the net loss from the continuing operation is 1.049 million compared to 1.3 million that the company had last year, which puts them right now with the EBITDA of adjusted EBITDA of $932,000 compared to $693,000 last year for the same time period. The most important thing that you want to note is right here, which is their unaudited balance sheet, where they have current asset of $28.1 million, as you can see on my screen, with the other current asset of $2.3 million. That puts the company with the current asset of $30.5 million compared to only $3 million that they had in 2020. The majority of this cash came from the rights offering, as we already talked about, with the $27 million and change as gross proceeds. With having other assets of 6.1 million, the total asset of the company is 36.6 million compared to what they had last year, 11.8 million. All in all, the company has 36.6 million compared to 11.8 million, which is really amazing. The balance sheet is looking pretty healthy, and the company can do a lot more in upcoming years. But the biggest catalyst still remains the same, that the lawsuit that is going on with Philip Morris, and it is taking longer than many of us anticipated in the beginning. Now, you want to really think about, when you think about HCMC, is patience is the key, and it's go big to go or go home. It's kind of risk versus reward, so do not invest your entire portfolio into one stock and only invest the money that you're willing to lose. Also, I just wanted to say that I'm not a financial advisor, but I do a ton of research and I like to share this information with all of you, hoping you can make informed financial decision. But this is once again risk versus reward. It can go super high if the lawsuit and the discussion around this lump sum settlement comes into fruition. Now, looking further into, as you can see on my screen, we are seeing lower and lower volume, while the stock is trading between 4 to 5. As you can see right here, the stock has been trading since November 12th, 11th. Between 4 to 5, we saw it was around 6 to 7 or 5 to 6 for a long period of time. In October, that dropped down to 4 to 5 levels. With that, we are seeing the volume way lower than what we used to see back in the days. Given that HCMC is an OTC traded stock, not everyone can invest. Only certain brokerage platforms are supporting HCMC, given that it's an OTC traded stock. But we saw the volume up to 40 billion back in the days, which now dropped below a billion. As you can see right here, for last few days, we are seeing 800, 700, 900 million. In terms of the volume, the volume yesterday was 763 million, as you can see right here, when the stock was traded between 4 to 5. So the stock is trading continuously between 4 to 5. And I'll show you, this is not really, there is no short volume that is impacting the price point, as you can see right now. If you take a look right here with the volume of 818 million yesterday on November 30th, we saw a short volume of 228 million, which is 28% short, or 28 short volume ratio, which puts the stock at a very low short volume ratio that we did not really see back in the days, if you think about days prior to October. So if you can see right here, it is continuously trading. The short volume ratio is continuously between 20 and 30, even as low as 14 to 15 yesterday, or November 29th, as we see right here. If you take a look at this chart, the stock price is continuously going down because there is no real news around the lawsuit. There are many people waiting to hear, many stockholders are waiting to hear some updates around the lawsuit, especially the motion to dismiss verdict from the judge. We do not really have a set date. There is no set date set in a stone that we can say that on that date there will be an update. We are all waiting to hear back from judge, and then there is I'll keep you posted as soon as we hear back from the judge. If you take a look at the stock widths, we are still strong, with a strong community, having more than 86,000 people as watchers on stock widths, as the message volume went high. But it is not as high as what we saw in mid-November right here. Prior to that, if you think about HCMC, we have been seeing pretty strong community support, and we still have the strong community support. But the challenge right now is there is no more news around HCMC's lawsuit and what's going on with HCMC. However, the biggest deficiency, in my opinion, that I see at the moment is the average volume. The average volume dropped to 597 million. As you can see, at one point it used to be 20 billion. So there is a deficiency of the volume, and if the volume deficiency gets covered, there will be some momentum in HCMC stock price. I do believe that it's 50% down from whatever they offered as the rights offering at the moment, but we also need to think about the catalyst that is going to come up. and it could be really risk versus reward. It can shoot up once again, but I wanted to say at this point it's just patience is the key, and we are going to figure out what's going to happen next. I will keep you posted as to what's gonna happen, so stay tuned, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.